Hello. Sekejap, I unmute everyone punya mic dulu. Sorry. Okay. Sekejap. Okay. Hello everyone, thank you siapa yang tengah tengok dekat Facebook. Kami adalah Scarlet Teja Project dan anda sekarang bersama dengan saya, Nia dan Tikah dan juga Yana Hashri. Dekat bawah tu kita ada Azaria, Jihan dan Punita. Selamat datang semua. Selamat Hari Raya.
Selamat Hari
Salam
Raya.
Raya.
Selamat Raya.
Okay, untuk siapa yang tengah tengok dekat Facebook, thank you so much for joining us. Do share our video, like and interact supaya lagi ramai boleh join. Hari ni kita akan cakap pasal anything Raya and specifically about Raya traditions. If you have not followed us on Facebook dan juga Instagram, do follow us sebab dekat Instagram tu ada banyak post tentang all the topics that we are going to cover today. And ada juga responses yang kita akan ulas dengan lebih lanjut lagi. But we do want to hear from you, so do leave your comments in the comment section and then stay until the end. Yay! Okay, I think boleh start dah kot. Okay, kita mulakan dengan ucapan selamat Hari Raya. Dan perlukah kita bermaaf-maafan atau mungkin I rasa kenalkan diri dulu kot. Last time kita dah berkenalan dengan 4 orang Scarlet Teja, tapi ada 2 muka baru, cewa. Kita ada Sri Kandi baru, 2 orang. Kita mula-mula dulu dengan Yana Hashri kat atas tu.
Okay. Hi everyone. Thanks so much for having me on tonight. My name is Yana. I am a writer and an editor, and on the side I also write and perform poetry. The rest of my life is really boring, so you don't need to know that. But yeah, I'm really excited to be here tonight, so and join you lovely ladies. So thank you.
Yay, thank you Yana. Sorry, I sebenarnya nak suruh besarkan muka Yana tapi tak tahu. Tak apa.
Okay.
Masa tengah cakap, oh maybe ni kot. Okay, kejap. I think I jumpa dah.
Choose right.
Wow. Okay. Really big.
We are learning. Sorry everyone. Learning curve dia macam sangat steep. Okay, so next let's listen to Punita. Hello Punita.
Hi everyone. Selamat Raya semua. So my name is Punita. Thank you, Nia, for inviting. I'm a school teacher actually, so that's about it. Very excited about this chat session.
Yeah, we are happy to have you guys. Thank you so much sebab bersudi bersama kami, Yana and juga Punita. Anywhere we can follow you guys, Instagram atau Facebook atau TikTok?
I have Instagram, I have Facebook. Yeah, just go by my name, Punita Palani.
Ke you tak nak orang follow? Is it private?
Not really private. It's just that I don't even I only add my students in after they graduate from 5. I don't
good
add
practice.
them.
Good practice.
Yeah, it's just that it's you see them every day in school. You do not want to see them online.
Yeah, betul lah. Tak kerja, tak habis-habis kerja je. Okay, how about Yana? Yana ada ke?
I also I'm just on Instagram and Facebook. Yana Hashri on both. But on the inside, I'm kind of like 80 years old, so I don't know how to use things like TikTok and like the Snapchat. Does Snapchat still exist? I don't know. But yeah,
ada.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't
Tapi
know that.
Where can we follow your work? You can ada write stuff and you ada podcast juga. Talk about that as well.
Yeah, I prefer not to share my work on social media because of like publication rights and stuff. I am published. Okay. I have a portfolio online, which there's a link on my Facebook profile if you go there, so you can see snippets of my work. As for the podcast, that is something that I worked on with Atika. It's a talk about autism awareness in Malaysia because Atika and I both have family members who with autism. And we're trying to promote more awareness about what it means to live as an autistic person in Malaysia, which we think is really important. That's on Spotify. The link is on our Instagram page actually, so do visit.
Okay, Instagram page too for your personal Instagram ke, or do you have a specific Instagram for that?
It's under my personal profile, but it's under the highlights. So if you just go to the highlights, you can see the podcast.
I rasa after our show ni kita akan buat one post lah dekat Facebook providing all the links to your work or anybody else's work yang kita nak people go ahead and check it out lah. Because if you guys are new here, if this is the first time you guys join the Scarlet Teja Project, basically the Scarlet Teja Project is, I would say it's a progressive safe space for us to talk about important stuff which are not being talked about openly or enough in Malaysia. And we are all girls for now. We do want participation from boys, but we just feel like it's nice to have the girls' perspective more, and it will be more personal lagi too. Okay, so untuk yang menonton, jangan terkejut sebab ada one of us yang tak boleh, ada masalah teknikal yang tak boleh dengar, iaitu Azaria tak gaya dia punya mikrofon dengan dia punya speaker tak function sangat, so we will have to address her separately. So harap fahamlah dengan isu ni.
Bersabarlah. Because I mean we are working with free software kan.
Ya, itulah. Si stream je sebesar tompok Tuhan, nampak sangat tak payah. Tapi we will make use lah apa yang ada. Okay, so I think nak tanya dulu lah, how was your Raya? Hari ni Raya ke-9 if I'm not mistaken, right? Raya ke-9. So ada yang berpuasa 6.
If my math is right.
Ada orang yang berpuasa 6 ke today?
Punita?
Apa you?
Yeah, I'm happy there. Not yet. Cannot.
No, I'm not.
I slept like it was still Ramadan.
Bila Raya jap. Raya ke-9. So second week. This is our second week lah kan? Jom lah kita throwback ke the first Raya, the first day of Raya. What did you guys do? You guys ambil gambar ke apa ke semua?
Can I'll just start first line. The first day of Raya, I am because this is our second Raya under COVID kan. Only this time around, my sisters are around. So my house is the kampung. So they all, congregate to my, not like a lot. Tak adalah lebih daripada 15. No. Like maybe 7 of us. So they hung out kat rumah, and because you can't really go anywhere, so this Raya kita semua melawat setiap bilik dalam rumah lah. Bilik tamu, dapur, meja makan, cari bilik tidur. The aim for this Raya, like the aim as a host, because I don't usually host, I don't like hosting. But now that I know because I know I have to be a host, my main objective was to provide tempat tidur yang cukup. Because after that morning Raya food yang berminyak and berkanji, and after a whole month of not eating in the morning, 11 o'clock everyone's gonna be out. So I achieved the objective lah, cukup semua tempat tidur.
Tapi itulah sebab kalau you guys ada ramai adik-adik, girls best lah sebab boleh semua dress up walaupun you guys
yeah. We dress up, we took cakes, we were like macam fancy pakai makeup semua, and then makan dan tidur. Itu je lah.
So your baju Raya tahun ni warna apa, Atika?
Oh, it's green.
Is that your baju Raya now?
No, it's not. But I have so many green baju Raya, it turns out. So I boleh macam main pilih-pilih je.
Okay. Tema green. How about you, Jihan?
Tulan.
This is my second Raya yang I tak celebrate dengan family, because last year I dekat Perak, and then this year even I dekat Johor, but macam different daerah. So I tak balik. So the first Raya I video call my family. Adalah ambil gambar sikit, but I didn't really buy baju Raya. So I pakai macam recycle last one punya. Macam tak Raya kot. In conclusion, macam I tak Raya lah.
Tak rasa pun. Yana punya Jihan punya baju Raya warna apa? Bukan baju Raya, baju yang you recycle tu.
Dia macam cream kan? Kain batik and then like baju kurung yang cream with floral prints tu actually baju Irfan punya late grandmother. Dia pas down ke I.
Oh my god. Okay. Best gila, boleh muat. How about you, Yana?
Pretty much the same. This year, I tak boleh nak celebrate with my parents sebab tak boleh nak rentas daerah. But I'm lucky that I live with some of my siblings. So adalah juga macam meriah sikit. So me, my husband, my son and my siblings. So some video calls here and there. Bit of a photo shoot because that's all you can do lah kan kat rumah. Makan and then I think by like lepas Zohor by like 2 PM semua orang dah tidur because dah kenyang sangat.
You masak lah. You masak lah.
It's like a team effort lah, all the ladies masak in the family. But one nice thing was that tak payah nak masak banyak-banyak because you don't have any gas. That's like one of the few silver linings lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't miss the fact that kena kemas satu rumah juga. Sebab memang tahu takkan ada orang datang. So macam okay, maybe just buat ruang tamu je nampak macam festive sikit.
Lah.
Lain
Itu
semua
pun just for the sake of the photo shoot je lah kan. Sebab nampak background kemas.
Not even the whole room kan. The area yang nampak tu je.
Itulah.
Okay, kejap. Azaria I dah type tapi I'm not sure if she can see. Tak apa, while waiting for Azaria Punita. Previously you pernah join pergi sambut hari raya with your friends ke macam mana? Kalau sekarang ni memang tak boleh beraya lah kan?
Yeah, these past 2 years, I think what my Raya tradition is, I go to my one of my very close family friend. We call them like family angkat. They're Muslims. So yeah, every year that's the tradition. So the past 2 years, no. So we've not been going there lah. So the food comes to the house.
Oh.
Again?
Best, yeah. Like still get to eat lah.
Yeah, they say tak payah datang rumah tapi dia hantar the food. So they send the food.
Oh, best.
That's so nice. That's also another thing that I noticed this Raya. Like my neighbors gave me lengkap like a full dish of lodeh. Apa ni? Masak merah, rendang, ketupat. Like I feel like that's really nice. Usually I tak kenal sangat pun my neighbors. I don't know about you guys lah, but I'm not very close to my neighbors. But this year they were giving out Raya dishes because I feel like everyone pun macam kind of rindu that whole, you know, sharing food and everyone pun macam masak terlebih or something. So I really enjoyed that lah. Like, and it was really good. I macam nak pergi go to her house and be like, can I have the recipe please?
You tahu tak I order lauk raya.
Wow.
I'm so thankful.
We also did.
Yeah.
No, I mean, okay, I have 5. We're all sisters, good. Me and my sisters, all of us were figuring out where to order raya. We were just exchanging phone numbers. No one was exchanging recipes. Only my sister. One je, seorang je my adik masak lodeh. Otherwise, everyone else was like, here's some money.
Yeah, I'm so thankful for people yang buat business ni on the first day of Raya. Like ada orang yang bakar lemang berdiri, yang masak ketupat berdiri, masak rendang for us. Like dia fun buat benda tu kalau you dengan family tau. So before this kita sambut Raya best lah masak tu ramai-ramai, malam raya tu kita berborak-borak sampai pukul 2-3 pagi masak benda tu. Tapi now that kita sendiri kat rumah nak bersengkam mata, rasa macam sendu tau, dia extra sendu. Jadi like I'm so thankful lah for people yang buat business ni. Like so thank you sebab save this perasaan sendu tu tapi still can makan rendang.
And I memang nak support. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I memang nak support. If you are good at making rendang, just you know, just say hi. I will like, okay, I'm paying. I feel like people who are skilled in doing these things, we should reward them.
Yep. And you kan Tika, I know you're skilled at spending money, so memang best lah kan. Perfect. Perfect match. Okay, Azaria, I buat macam ni. So this is a sign Azaria boleh start answering. Dia boleh nampak tak? Azaria can jawab now. I'm typing to tell her. Alamak, she doesn't know she's muted. Hang on. Kejap. Dia dah cakap banyak. Azaria. Sorry. Okay. Azaria. I still cannot hear her.
I pun tak dengar.
Oh my god, ini dahsyat ni.
Itulah. I tak tahu nak salahkan siapa DG ke. Like
Oh
what
no.
service?
Oh my god, okay. Alamak, tak apalah. Nanti I think kita move on dulu. Sementara we figure this out. Ke dia
Sedih.
dah unmute. Still cannot hear. Oh no, sedihnya. Okay. Tak apalah. Okay. Okay, thank you. Tak apa, Azaria. Nanti we'll get back to you. Okay, untuk intermission, sorry siapa yang baru join. Ini adalah sekarang kita in the middle of technical issue. One of us tak boleh dengar dan kita pun tak boleh dengar dia. Jadi I think we should just move on to the next one. But before we move on, thank you so much for watching. Tolong like dan juga kongsikan video ni sama-sama. And stay lah, comment, boleh leave a comment. And then kita boleh interact sama-sama. Okay, so kita go to Instagram. Not Instagram. Before this, kita ada post dekat Instagram and asking a question to people. Basically, we want to ask what are some of the Hari Raya traditions that we should rethink? Because honestly, one of the main focus or one of the main goal in Scarlet Teja Project is to look at the things that we inherit, whether it's something that we should bring to the next generation or maybe we should rethink and maybe we can learn and be better. Okay, so dekat dalam Instagram, I've already posted so many. Some of them dah jadi dekat dalam post, and let's take a look at one dulu. Kejap.
I love the fact that people were quick to respond to this question. I don't know about you guys, but a few of my friends were really quick to respond. And maybe because now when we are celebrating Raya on our own or, with just a small amount, we're like rethinking, tak payahlah kot dah buat benda macam itu kan?
Ya, itulah. Sebab maybe it's good that we have traditions. Yeah, it's good that we have culture. Cuma macam kalau kita nak macam just have a conversation lah kan. Kejap, I tengah nak cari dia punya post tu tak jumpa. Tak apalah. I'll copy back je lah. Tak apalah. Okay, how about you guys? Let's start with you guys dulu lah. What is one main tradition yang you rasa macam okay, maybe I tak berapa sukalah dengan benda ni, maybe we can be better? Apa dia? Ada siapa nak start? Ini Yana?
Oh, should I start? Okay.
Boleh?
I think one tradition yang I tak rasa it's wrong, but like you said lah, nak rethink. For me, it's the emphasis on bagi duit raya to others.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, obviously everyone likes getting duit raya lah. Tapi I've sort of noticed macam in the last few years especially lah, macam like to kids especially, there's like this whole emphasis on like getting duit raya on the day itself, and the value of the duit raya pun is like very important to them. So I mean, because niat nak bagi duit raya tu pun is very ikhlas. You give what you can, and it's not even compulsory kan. So the act of giving it is meant as an act of generosity kan, in the spirit of giving for the month of Shawwal kan. But I've noticed macam like kids macam, it's like that's the main thing that they look forward to on Raya. So they'll come up and I mean, kalau I kaya, I nak bagi 50 ringgit tu boleh lah I bagi kan. But sometimes I see like kids getting like 5 ringgit and then dah lah buka depan orang yang bagi duit raya tu, and then they go like,
Yes.
you know, and then they'll be like, RM5 je, or RM10 je. So
And
I
and the worst thing is when they compare with each other tau, like how much did you
Yes,
get? Or how much did you get?
yeah, and they'll be like, huh? And then they'll say like really loud in front of everyone, no filter, Pak Nga bagi RM10 je, Mak Teh bagi ni, you know, I mean, you know,
Exactly.
what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Oh
it
my
seems
God,
like they put a lot of like material value on duit raya when it should really be about the fact that, you know, someone gave it to you, and there should be more emphasis on like the courtesy and, you know, the grace that you accept duit raya with lah. I mean, that's just something that I've noticed lah.
Kalau kita nak try to improve this lah kan, macam we don't want to take away the act of giving duit raya altogether, but what can we do to make this better instead of just bagi saja? Ada suggestion tak, like is there a way, like I know kita memang akan pesan like okay, jangan check duit dekat depan orang yang bagi, and then we should not compare, but is there any other way that we can be better at this? Atau hari tu I tengok dekat TikTok, ada this one influencer, dia bagi duit raya guna apa, Maybank QR
Oh,
what is
yeah.
that? What is that? I don't know. QR Pay. I'm not sure.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know kalau benda tu macam a better way ke tak, tapi dia boleh tengok lagi-lagi, boleh nampak ni account ni, and then boleh simpan much.
I actually had a friend who, instead of duit raya, she decided that kids under the age of 5 or something, she prepared goodies. Like it was a small packet beli kat Iko tu with like chocolate, like cookies and stuff macam tu lah, ada balloon, and so she gave that out instead of money, because sometimes what happens is like macam ni lah, dia jadi macam ni lah situasi dia yang macam, number one, if the kid really likes the money, then they'll be like, oh, ini duit, simpan. Number two, if the kid is too young, they don't even know what it is, so nanti benda tu bersepah-sepah macam tu, and you know, mak pula nak kena kutip, and it's always like the burden is on the mother to keep the duit raya, like the mother is the one who has to keep everything in the purse, which is like, I don't know, I feel like macam there's something to look at there. Also, I feel like macam in terms of the conversation we have with your children or with your little brother or your cousin is to emphasize on the gratefulness instead of, you know, getting money. But I like my friend punya approach lah of giving candy to kids like less than 5, because they really, I don't know about you guys punya anak or kids, or adik or cousin, but usually they don't really appreciate money.
Yalah.
You know,
Tapi
too young.
when I was younger, Hari Raya is the day that I macam bekerja tau. In a sense that I kena make trips untuk beraya rumah makcik-makcik, this kejiranan untuk earn money. Like that's the day, that's the month lah. Kiranya I akan bekerja part time. Tapi I
yes.
think
We would go to strangers' houses.
That's problem. Yeah, that's
You
problematic in itself.
your raya hustle.
Yes. I did it in an area where people, budak-budak daripada kawasan jauh will travel by bus before this, like tahun-tahun before COVID. I will have just random kids from yang kena ambil bus like 40 minutes away, 30 minutes away to get to this area just untuk beraya, and then the kind of beraya dia kan like very macam I rasa sedih, because dia akan macam tekan bell je and then macam nak raya, and then we're like macam okay, but macam tengah menggelabah biasa kalau tak ready, tengah macam berlepak-lepak, and then dia macam cakap tak apalah, nak duit raya je pun tak apa. I'm like, okay, janganlah obvious sangat kau nak duit raya je, sedih aku tahu. And pernah bagi duit raya dalam pallet the sampul raya murah-murah lah, yang free kita dapat beli barang kat kedai tu kan. So dia tak cantik sangat, dia bukanlah macam like yang special kertas tebal ke apa ke. I understand that dia tak nampak value, but dia orang buka and then just buang je dekat depan rumah I.
Oh no.
I macam, oh my god, like so sedih. Like they literally look at this duit raya as monetary gains lah, memang as duit saja. Dia tak ada nak try to get to know us ke, because I rasa initially masa kita punya culture untuk bagi duit raya ni adalah menyantuni
Tetamu.
merapatkan tetamu, and then macam orang yang datang pun macam borak-borak. And I remember dulu I was macam I ada this silent pressure yang macam okay, kau datang kat rumah makcik ni kita kena sopan, satu, yang kedua kita kena makan, walaupun kenyang macam mana pun kita kena makan. Dia hidangkan apa, dia penat dah, kita kena minum. But kids nowadays dia macam miss all those. Dia ada duit je yang dia macam tahu duit.
Yeah, because
so macam
I feel like in the past they social media kan. So it was for the parents to get to know ni anak orang ni. Ni anak orang ni.
Ni cucu siapa ni?
Ni cucu
duduk rumah
ni cucu
berapa?
kopi.
Selang rumah berapa kan?
Yeah.
Tapi sekarang dah tak ada dah. Macam for me benda ni I dah tak rasa macam penting sangat sebab like you said, we have social media. So we actually know people better dekat social media sebab people post lagi selalu dekat social media daripada kalau kita jumpa kan. Tapi I rasa dia masih sweet lagi, this tradition. It's just that we really have to go back to kenapa kita ada this tradition. It's not a way for us to gain money ataupun macam side hustle. Macam tu lah. Punita, you ada kalau hari raya kan, you memang akan dapat duit raya tak? Kalau you berair rumah kawan-kawan you.
Ada when I was younger, I used to get duit raya.
When did you stop getting money?
When did it stop? The moment I started working lah, of course. Kita dah kerja, dah, okay.
Oh no.
So you kind of know lah, that's it. That's the cutoff.
Kerja bukan kahwin I tak sure sebenarnya yang mana satu.
No.
Siapa yang tak layak? Kalau dah kahwin ke atau dah kerja ataupun ada certain age? When is the
I think
cut-off?
one of my, do you mind if I ask one of the questions I prepared? I mean, because we are already talking about the angpao thing. I always wanted to know what are the rules of the duit raya giving. Is it similar to the Chinese culture?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Itulah.
As far as
sure.
we're concerned, like I don't know if it's a like macam different families have different rules, but for our family, kalau masih belajar, as in like you masih kat uni ke, you tengah buat you punya masters ke, ataupun you're known as the baby of the family, usually you'll get duit raya even though you're an adult. But once you're married and have kids, usually if you're married and have kids, you will not get duit raya. But like singletons, sometimes, like in our family, my little sister, she still gets duit raya from us. So immediate family,
and she's already working?
Other duit raya. She's already working. She's already got a full-time job. But because she's the baby, so
she gets it lah.
She gets it lah. But that's the rule for our family. Even like my aunts and uncles pun, they will usually give the family of each, the baby of each family lah. Usually they'll get it. But if you're married, got kids,
no.
You guys adalah auntie tak? Macam Jihan, do you have anak saudara?
Ada from Ifan side. Kalau from my side tak ada because I sulung.
So macam mana you decide bagi dia raya? Ke you macam mana you get through the stress? I tak ada anak saudara, tapi I rasa macam stressnya nak decide how much, and like what if anak saudara I compare I dengan makcik lain bagi duit, like
For the last 2 years memang there's no issue lah sebab I tak raya and tak jumpa pun, so that kind of issue memang tak ada, and we got married in 2017. So macam my experience very kurang lah in that sense.
Tapi you bagi duit raya on the first day or you
bila jumpa lah.
Kalau jumpa lah. So kalau dia tak ada on that day, tak ada lah.
Tak ada.
How about you, Yana?
Same as well, because I didn't really get to meet anyone for Raya last year and this year. And I bersama dengan Jihan, I anak sulung, so I don't have any nieces and nephews to give. On my husband's side, yes, we have a few, but since we didn't get to meet them, that issue didn't come up this year lah.
So tak adalah hantar online transfer, tak adalah.
No.
I don't know how to do it.
Don't want to start.
Yeah, I mean, because once I ask, then I'm obligated to give to everyone. So
Ya, betul.
Yeah.
Ha.
I mean,
Betul.
because in my family right now, I have a 4-year-old son, so he's like the only macam kid in the family. So dia lah yang dapat the duit raya this year, so
Lucky.
you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, but I think,
Yeah.
I mean, the tradition itself, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just
Mhm.
the mindset that we need to approach it with and teach our kids. It's more about the emotional value and the symbolism behind the giving of the duit raya instead of the monetary value. Because if you notice macam the kids pun dia dah start to view it as a competition kan, nak tengok like who gets the most duit
Betul.
raya, and some of them even like the competition gets so intense that I've had like a couple of nieces and nephews yang I dah bagi duit raya kat diorang, and then they pretend to like make a round of the house and then datang balik. And then yes, and they will like pretend like, oh no, you didn't give it to me the first time. I tak dapat pun. Yeah. I mean, it's funny and it's entertaining. Tapi at the same time,
Yeah.
bila you fikir the long-term consequences,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a bit
kind of like,
concerning as well.
yeah, how are they learning to lie for money? You know, like macam,
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
this all material things, right?
Dia dah lari lah all the
Hmm.
ni. Yeah, I'm showing our Instagram page. Then I nampak ada satu soalan yang ada kaitan sikit dengan this topic, which is kejap alamak lama pula nak load. Okay. Okay, dia punya respon ni I rasa dia ada kaitan juga. Duit raya can only be given to children but uni students need money. So I think dia punya konteks adalah maybe some uni student don't get money walaupun sebenarnya university students lah yang perlukan duit kan.
yeah.
So what?
Yeah, I mean,
So
that's the logic for within our family lah. That's why even my makciks will give to the cousins yang have not worked yet. So yeah, when I was studying, I still received money from my aunt, and also my cousins who have worked, they gave me money. Because they know I was studying. Our family on my mom's side, I mean both of our sides, we ask lah, oh ni dah kerja belum, ni masih belajar lagi, okay masih belajar, alright, we give the money.
lah. Asalkan the money goes to people yang will actually appreciate it lah kan.
Yeah, I mean that's why I think it's based on family juga, like what's the tradition within their family. So I like in terms of my family too, I like that part lah. It's not just the aunts who give money, but also cousins also give money. Tapi also then that means it's a bit stressful lah for the cousins yang who's not only working, got family, got kids, they also have to give money to cousins yang like almost the same age but studying kan. So macam kelakar juga lah. But I mean it's, I don't know, it's like we said, like you guys said lah, we should be looking at it as a form of giving instead of like macam wajib kan, you know.
Not entitled, you are not entitled to get duit raya. You are macam orang yang nak bagi tu they can decide not to bagi sebenarnya. I also want to highlight that sebab I ada waktu dulu yang memang I was not working and I was also pursuing my master's degree and while also having 2 kids under 2 years old. Macam a lot of things yang memang I couldn't afford to bagi duit raya actually, but I was macam alamak kalau tak bagi macam like so stressed. I ended up tak bagilah because memang it's not wise for me to bergolek bergadai for something like that. But at the same time, the pressure, like this thing lah, because you know everyone can bagi and people will check makcik ni bagi berapa, makcik ni bagi berapa. Like I think if I want to say something about this and I want people to start rethinking this tradition of duit raya adalah we need to say that duit raya is not benda wajib masa raya. And if you're saying that duit raya tu akan help people yang perlukan, sebenarnya you boleh bagi anytime, tak perlu tunggu raya. Sebab honestly masa raya perbelanjaan banyak. Sebab masa tu lah you nak beli a lot of things untuk your family. Like kalau you ada banyak anak, then baju raya. So you macam banyak perbelanjaan pergi dekat 1 bulan saja. Macam masa awal tahun, masa tu lah nak bayar registration, masa anak-anak sekolah, masa tu lah nak bayar baju sekolah baru. So macam dia akan macam stress. So what I would like to suggest adalah okay, if you think about duit raya, but giving duit raya as a means untuk tolong orang yang memerlukan, how about just bagi anytime saja yang masa yang you ada duit lebih and you don't really macam struggle for that month. Tapi it's nice untuk bagi dia raya because it's macam part of the fun. Kita kan suka benda-benda yang macam fancy macam tu kan, macam hari raya, hari raya. Cuma tu je lah, jangan entitled, don't get entitled to duit raya. Kalau ada orang decided like macam nope, this year tak nak bagi duit raya, like it's totally okay because it's about celebrating us. It's not
Yeah,
about earning money.
Especially now bila a lot
Now
of people are
PKP,
struggling.
exactly.
Yeah. Semua macam we don't know the financial status. Like even kalau you tengok orang ni bagi RM2 je, RM5 je. Like it's just you tak tengok orang lain lagi. It adds up tau. Just nak cakap je lah. It adds up. Ada orang memang macam komen ni lah. Tadi Sumi Omar dia bagi komen kan, kurang income lah tahun ni. Macam sometimes memang betul-betul ada masalah tu. Bukan sometimes, memang kita semua tahu sejak COVID ni ramai orang yang hilang kerja, ramai orang yang
you can't deny it. We are really affected by that, and for some people memang COVID ni is like actually a blessing in terms of you don't have to meet all these people that you have to give raya to. You don't have to
all the stress behind it kan. Mungkin people will still talk about you ke apa ke, macam if you don't have a very supportive family like maybe family yang agak traditional, maybe they will still talk about you, but at least you don't have to face that lah. Tak depan-depan. Okay, another thing juga ni another question. Not question, another response yang I rasa macam okay, nak listen to you guys punya opinion. Price hike on anything that has the raya word in it. Ni sebenarnya sama in any festivities, I think.
And in Malaysia raya can mean any different.
Dah lah kita celebrate banyak raya. Like if we have Hari Raya Cina, like Deepavali, semuanya pun naik naik dia punya harga.
I mean, I think if it's any major festival yang dah commercialize, this memang tak boleh nak elakkan lah. But it really sucks lah for families who, can barely afford, people with big families. And so especially now with the pandemic, I don't think it's fair that you raise the prices just because it's festive season.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Betul?
It should have been controlled, or at least it should have been lowered down. Some basic stuffs.
Kan.
And you know what the funniest thing is? It's like, okay, so contohnya I want to buy a dress kan for raya. It's 290 contohnya. The next day, literally the next day, it's 75. Like, like then if I were, I would be like, okay, I'm going to shop for baju raya tahun depan on the second day of raya tahun ni. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
tapi
just so
nanti
funny.
dah tak trendy, Tika.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what I find funny is that like literally the next day, all the kuih raya is like $10.
Actually, it's always like that, kan? I mean, you nak because you need to plan ahead, kan, for your raya. So siapa yang boleh tu, you akan belilah baju, especially baju, because like, you cannot get your size on. If you're buying online, you takut your size will run out ke, or tak sama color with your family member, you nak match ke. And then like literally like 2-3 days before raya is like 90% off, kan. Like darn.
Yeah.
So funny.
I sebenarnya macam suka juga malam raya. Not even the next day, malam raya.
The
night which is weird. It's weird because siapa yang nak order baju the night before, right? Bila je nak sampai?
Nak pakai bila tu?
Nak pakai bila?
What's the most expensive amount of money you guys have spent on a baju raya? Do you remember? Like what's like a splurge?
Do you mean like one single baju or?
Yeah, like of all
like
the rayas that you experience, like what's the most amount?
I think for one baju, it was the only year that I really splurged. But I think it was like almost 300 kot, which is a lot for me. Tapi in my defense, masa tu I pregnant, so we can blame it on the hormones, I guess. And it was a really nice baju juga lah. So I still have it. I got it about 5 years ago. But I still have it and I still wear it a lot. So
okay lah.
It's ni lah. Tapi I do feel guilty when I think about the price.
I mean, if you use it every day, it's fine, I think.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't. But
Ataupun
I
macam
can say for special
selalu
occasions
lah
lah,
juga.
yeah.
I don't pakai baju kurung, so I don't buy baju raya every year. Like every 3 years, nanti I rotate between raya haji and raya puasa. That has been like
Same.
that. Sebab I memang tak pakai. Jadi macam membazir. And I think the most expensive is this one, which I sebenarnya beli is not because I fikirkan pasal raya. Ni 240 kot. This is the most expensive. Tapi I beli because dia macam apa, kalau ada dinner ke apa ke, I don't have baju yang bidding kau gini so I rasa macam okay lah I beli baju raya ni, and cuma I je lah tak beli for one family, the whole family. But again, we don't pakai, like husband I pun tak pakai baju Melayu. Baju Melayu dengan seluar and like songket. Anak-anak of course lah, memang I pun tak pakai baju kurung, like tak adalah aku semangat sangat suruh anak pakai baju kurung kan. So memang tak beli every year lah. I rasa kalau orang yang memang pakai baju kurung every day, and bila dia beli baju raya tu, and dia memang akan pakai baju tu untuk pergi kerja, untuk hari-hari lain, then I tak kisah langsung kalau dia beli like 500 sekalipun, because it's gonna be used. Macam cukup lah. Kalau macam orang yang just pakai untuk waktu raya je, setahun dua kali or setahun sekali je, macam oh my god, that's so much. Itulah. How about Jihan, baju raya you? Paling mahal.
Tak ada. I don't think I can put anything as paling mahal pun, sebab I banyak either beli online or I suka, dekat Shopee ada that Shopee Live in which orang
lelong.
Yes,
like
I
sale.
Okay.
Best tak? I tak pernah join.
Best actually, sebab dia macam dia terus tunjuk the whole baju, and then dia bagi all the measurements, and it's very very cheap. So I suka beli dekat situ je lah.
Very cheap as in?
You can get it for like 10, 15. The most expensive one maybe it can go for 50. Tapi 50 I think jarang jugalah I nampak on Shopee Live, especially if it's like macam especially macam bundle. Sebab I suka baju Melayu yang baju kurung yang jadi macam klasik yang lama, like 90s punya pattern.
Oh, that is a good buy kalau RM10, RM15 je.
Murah gila.
Wow.
That's like less than makan.
That's a great deal, yeah.
Dia macam banyak gila rare dicks yang you boleh jumpa kalau you masuk dekat Shopee Live tu.
Oh, okay. So boleh explore.
That's one really nice thing
that's
about
a good
social
tip.
media.
Oh, nice. So you pergi je anytime and then you order.
Dia akan macam once you masuk Shopee Live tu ada different kind of shops yang online lah. So you choose which kind of macam baju yang you nak, the kind of shop yang jual baju tu, and then dia akan tunjuk one by one. And kalau ramai orang nak that same baju, dia akan buka macam bidding. Bukan bidding, dia macam dia macam who was the first person yang click the button, dia akan choose from that. So dia kind of macam competition, macam game. So it's kind of fun lah.
Wow.
Okay. Tapi memang harga dia semua macam tu nice lah. Kalau kita buat session.
Most of the prices macam tu. Even kalau macam I nak cari jeans ke or baju tidur tak lah. Macam jeans, skirt, banyak lah channel-channel dekat Shopee Live yang buat that kind of auction.
Ini Malaysia lah, local seller lah.
Local.
Oh wow. Okay, nice.
I'm so frugal gila.
Best lah.
No, that's great. No, that's amazing. Yeah, no, because okay, like for most of my life, it's always been like this. Cari kain dekat Jekyll, hantar tempah, and then belum lagi tudung. So so you know what, and you know, I mean, and part of that is because like macam my grandma was she was a tailor. So she would dulu she would literally beli sepapan kain, you know, like sepapan, and then for all the girls contohnya lah kan. So it was part of our tradition lah, which is beli kain and tempat. Now we don't do that anymore lah, thanks to online stores and stuff like that. But I tak pernah terfikir Shopee Live tu, like, oh, okay, that's something new for me to find out.
I baru discover Shopee this year. I got really obsessed. Tanya Jihad, I beli macam-macam gila. Sebab macam, oh my god, ada baju yang exist for RM6, RM8. I jadi macam, what? So I Alhamdulillah, I dah over lah that stage. Sebab walaupun satu baju cuma RM8, like imagine I macam one day I make multiple orders from different places kan. Walaupun RM8, and then I macam pakai, buruk lah macam tu lah. Tapi it's not baju kurung lah, but you know, like rasa macam this is a whole new world yang I tak tahu existed before. Like Shopee is a blessing ah.
Yeah. Do you buy clothes on Shopee, Punita?
Sorry. Ni baju you pakai tu?
This is cool. So what I do is I get a baju kurung stitched every year. There's like 2 to 3 pairs I stitch.
You're the favorite tailor ke?
Yeah, I do. I do have my tailor that I go regularly.
Wow.
So
okay.
yeah, my baju kurungs I do it like 3 baju kurung, some kind of baju kurung, like baju kurung either kedah or baju kurung pesak, is it?
Yang mana? Baju kurung pesak. Baju
pesak one
biasa. Oh ada. Oh, okay.
Yang ada
biasa
pesak
tu lah kan?
Yeah, correct.
Pesak tepi tu, yep.
So I just get that done for work normally because that's the only place I wear baju kurung. So yeah, baju kurungs are normally stitched, or sometimes I buy through my friends who are at school, and they'll say,
yeah.
tengok.
Teachers sentiasa ada business tau.
Yeah, teachers
yang macam,
always have something going on. Yeah.
Ada makanan lah, Tupperware lah. I masa dulu doing my practicum kan, macam oh my god, I cannot sit dekat dalam bilik guru without macam being tempted. Akak ni jual ni, akak ni jual ni, akak ni jual ni. Tapi kalau you guys cari tailor kan, what are the criteria untuk you guys pilih tailor? Is it harga? Is it you guys macam adventurous dengan design ke? Macam mana?
For me, I
orang
think the fit and the comfortable, if I'm comfortable or not lah.
Comfortable
Yes,
macam mana?
exactly.
Comfortable pakai ke?
Pakai, especially the neck area. I think if you're really a good tailor, only then you get the neck well. I don't wear tudung, so the neck is needs to be really comfortable,
important.
especially when I go to work. Yeah. So that's my benchmark. If the neck tak sedap pakai, then no.
What do you mean tak sedap? You rasa apa kalau tak
Ada
sedap?
yang dia akan tercekik. Literally you feel like. Yeah. You don't feel comfortable. Something. So this is I find it, if it is comfortable, the fit is nice, the tailor is good lah.
Jihan apa?
Tak, the same thing. Sebenarnya kalau tailor, because it will cost a bit more kan.
Ya,
to have a
betul.
tailor. So might as well cari yang boleh buat selesa lah. Kalau if you wanna go cheap, selalunya macam tak dapat yang fit elok pun.
I pula particular in terms of pesak. This area is pesak on your underarm.
Yeah, the ketiak.
Yeah, that the fit of that area. Kalau tailor tu buat dia macam terlebih, dia tend to make me look bigger than I am. Itulah macam kalau Punita kan dia punya ni dekat leher kan. I dekat sini. Dia kalau ketat sangat I macam kalau dia besar sangat dia jadi macam so I tak ada word, dia bunyi je. So itu I punya benchmark. Tapi I memang jarang order, I jarang tempah sebab for the fact that I tak tahu hasil dia macam mana. Sebab kalau kita tempah kan, nanti bila dia dah siap jahit baru kita try kan. I tak suka that. Kalau kita beli dah siap, kita try, kita tahu dia fit macam mana and then we go. So memang I dah lama gila tak ada tailor. I cannot imagine. And then mahal kan Atika? Baru-baru you order, you tempah mahal kan? Oh my god,
I like macam mana? I really would rather pay good money lah. This is tailored, this baju, and it is memang fitted, like the shoulder ends exactly where I want it. And I will always check this kind of jahitan, the seams, because if they take care of this, that means they take care of the rest of the, like, you know, the apa ni, yang jahitan yang you tak nampak sangat. Because my main problem is I'm quite ganas with clothes. So if you don't sew it well, it will tear. Like the you know, dia akan tetas. So kalau dia tak jaga dia punya jahitan kat, macam you rasa benda ni basic kot kan, tapi yang ni dia memang jaga, dia memang tak ada langsung, you will not see macam the kain flapping like that. So then I will say it's a good fit because we already gave them the measurements, so they should already know the measurements. But the technique, so I nak tengok dia punya technique of jahit, and they would know macam what are the suggestions they will give me. So for example, I will say, I nak nampak kemas, I nak nampak macam contohnya terletak kan, I will say something like that. Okay, so nanti dia akan suggest lah, okay, so that means we do a dot, we do whatever. That to me, they know the techniques, and if they want to charge a little bit extra pun, I feel fine because that's the skill that they learned. And you know, like I feel like my philosophy is reward people who do their best. So I don't mind paying a little bit extra lah. So that means I cannot beli selalu lah. But also like one time I nak beli a tailored baju, then I want it to be really good.
I rasa tailor ni sama macam if you can find your macam stylist ke, dia macam satu orang yang gets you, know exactly yang you nak, and then you can keep that person for a long time. Dulu masa I kecil adalah seorang tu, tapi once dia dah pindah, I dah tak jumpa dah. Kalau orang yang betul-betul get us, kita patut bayar mahal so that we can have this relationship yang prolong kan. Okay, let's talk about pet peeve. Pet peeve tentang baju raya yang korang, macam tadi Punita cakap pasal leher tercekik kan. Is there any other pet peeve Punita about baju raya?
Baju, for me tak ada baju raya, but kalau baju kurung or anything lah, neck and also the sembat tangan as Atika was telling. I think it's called sembat tangan, right?
Sembat. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called something like that. Yeah, my tailor does that and it's very comfortable and nampak cantik kemas. So, that two things ya.
Jihan, kalau you beli online tu ada tak macam baju yang okay, tak nak?
Sebab I pakai turban, so I am quite particular pasal sini punya area. So kalau the thing with buying online, you dah dapat baru you tahu kan. But sebab I beli dekat Shopee Live, so macam it's very cheap. So kalau dia tak same problem dengan Nia lah. I akan beli a little bit more. So kalau ada satu yang tak okay, then I cakap okay lah, tak apa, I have another one.
Tapi you kata dekat bahagian ni maksudnya you macam mana? Macam Punita ke? Macam tak boleh?
Even kalau macam kurung yang ada butang dan ada lubang kan dekat sini. Sometimes dia macam bawah sangat tau.
Opening.
The opening,
so benda-benda macam tu lah.
Ya, betul juga, because you have to maintain macam modesty punya level kan. So that's another criteria juga. How about you, Yana? Ada tak pet peeve?
I mean, for me, I think I've been lucky so far in the sense that in the last few years, I haven't really bought that many baju raya pun. So I just keep recycling the old ones. Tapi my experience shopping online too, I think I've been able to gauge what works for me. Tapi adalah juga, this is more of a online shopping punya issue lah, not a baju kurung issue. But sometimes you see they advertise it looks like this color, but then bila sampai kat you, it's
color tak sama.
It's color tak sama.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've had that experience a couple of times lah, and then it's not a big issue because you know it fits well and kind of okay and everything. Tapi just like for aesthetic value, dia tak match.
Especially kalau you satu family dengan anak semua nak match color.
So it's
Contohkan.
like, okay, husband is like, okay, yellow, or like son is yellow. Then tiba-tiba mom is like orangey yellow. But it's not a big issue lah.
Yeah. Tapi it can ruin, especially kalau macam I yang jarang beli baju raya. And then that one time I beli baju raya yang I macam okay fine, dah 3 tahun tak beli ni, belilah jom. Bila beli tak match, macam discourage gila lah, rasa macam I don't want to buy again. This is why I don't buy. So macam
The only way to like embrace that is just to embrace it. So macam you sit in the middle with the photo shoot.
No, I will try
So,
to
yeah.
find satu benda lah. Macam dulu I try to cari like selendang yang match diorang at least lah. I don't know. But I
Yeah.
jarang nak match ni. Macam cheese one time in 3 years. Tapi my pet peeve before kita kepada Atika, my pet peeve adalah bila antara sebab juga I tak ada tailor lah, bila I nak buat baju, lepas tu tailor tu decide for me sama ada baju tu sesuai atau tak sesuai dengan I. Contohnya macam I like macam dia fit cantik dekat bahu and my ketiak I don't know lah apa ni pesak tu.
Yalah.
And then nanti ada tailor akan cakap tak boleh, dia besar-besar, dia kena ni ketat sangat ni tak ataupun ni tak sesuai untuk badan you. I'm like, I know what I like, just do it. Nanti kalau macam I cakap pasal nanti dia buat ikut sedap dia juga. Ya Allah, geramnya. So itulah dia punya pet peeve-nya bila kita bayar tailor untuk dapat what we want, tapi they have their own artistic opinion lah kan. Di situlah I punya pet peeve-nya. Atika? Pet peeve tentang tailor ke baju raya ke?
In terms of tailor tu, I mean, my argument is always like you get what you pay for lah. If it's a bit cheaper, then you're gonna find some mistakes here and there. I think the thing that kind of a pet peeve ke, it's like the trends. Kadang-kadang I rasa macam a bit annoyed by it, like macam tahun ni trend dia semua orang pakai jubah seluar, contohnya kan, like macam like sometimes I rasa macam it's kind of funny because it's like really, and if you notice the trends this year is comfortable, like macam casual, very chill. I always, for me personally, when it comes to Raya, I don't really mind the cut. I just mind the color because not all cuts are going to look good on you, but you know, I don't know lah. But to me, it's kind of funny lah. Macam, this is the trend. The trend this year is cape. I don't know. I just think it's funny. I think it's funny. I don't know.
I notice, I don't know lah, macam I notice dekat timeline, baju dia macam plain and oversized sikit. Macam
because like casual wear kan, macam
kan
beraya kat rumah.
Lounge wear. Kita ada komen, don't care much about baju raya. The last time I bought baju raya was years ago. Only my kids got baju raya every year because they're growing. Betul. Another trick untuk I elak daripada beli baju raya every year adalah satu, macam beli panjang sikit untuk kids and then I will jahit sendiri, pendekkan, or I beli warna hitam untuk parents. So kids je bila tak muat gantikan kids je. Macam tu lah. Buy colour yang
I do have to say that there is this trend of baju Melayu budak-budak made of cotton, which I think is a great trend because a lot of times baju Melayu lelaki is satin and it's hot. They get really hot, and then especially cekak musang, like it's really for kids. It's a bit too tercekik and it's uncomfortable. And I have an autistic nephew who hates satin because it's like too much kan. It's too much for his sensory overload. So cotton baju Melayu, I think it's like jersey, not just cotton, like jersey, like baju biasa, but it's made into baju Melayu kan. I'm like, bravo, whoever thought of that.
Petition for more comfortable baju raya, be it material atau
especially for kids.
Sebenarnya kalau boleh lah dalam bila kita kerja kat office pun should consider this lah. Sebab kita punya dress code kan macam not very comfortable kan. Tapi a lot of material sekarang baju raya dah more comfortable, which still macam frowned upon dekat professional and setting, but we shouldn't, I think. Kalau dia dah properly baju kurung kan, the material comfortable, best apa?
I think if one thing we've learned in COVID is that the way you dress doesn't determine the quality of your work, because
Yeah.
now everyone's working at home and some of them are not. I
Jalan
mean,
je.
I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not calling anyone out, but like some people don't even wear pants to go to work. So, but their work is still as good as ever.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
wonder who.
I wonder who that some people tu. Oh, by the way, Azaria tak boleh join kita dekat dalam session ni. Just check dekat komen je. Sorry. So maybe next time Azaria akan join kita. Punita, ada tak soalan lain yang what have you been curious about tentang tradition ke atau apa-apa yang you nak tanya orang?
All right. My next question is, I always felt that the Raya celebration is a little bit different in, say, Johor, as compared to, say, in Kelantan and Terengganu. Because I think it's more hyped up in Johor, but it's a little bit more mellow in Kelantan and Terengganu. Say, I think they celebrate Adha and it's a little bit more grander compared to, say, in Johor, say in the southern nation, in southern zones. Is there a particular reason for this? Any particular reason, or is this purely geographical?
I feel
Okay,
like
I understand.
part of that is because even overseas style, that in certain countries they celebrate Adha more, like it's seen as something much more merry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like celebration of Adha in Mecca or Madinah is like much more hyped, compared to other countries. In fact, I'm not even I'm not even sure of the actual data, but growing up, I feel like macam maybe Southeast Asia ke ataupun Malaysia je yang macam like really hype when it comes to Raya Aidilfitri with the whole like the way we treat it is like how other countries treat Christmas. Macam 1 month before dah ada lagu raya, like Ramadan belum mula pun, but so it's in that sense lah. So I feel like maybe like this the East Coast states, they feel like, you know, it shouldn't be treated like that. Like it should be treated like how other countries celebrate Adha and Aidilfitri like that. So maybe they have much more, you know, solidarity in that sense, because they were the first states to have Friday as a weekend as well. Kan? So I feel like there's some kind of relation there. I hope you guys don't take my word as gospel lah, you know. But yeah.
Yana, do you have any idea why?
I mean, as a Selangorian, I think I'm not qualified to answer this question.
Unfortunately, we don't have a representative from the East.
You're kind of in the middle.
Yeah, and I've never been to Kelantan or Terengganu, so I have yet to experience the Raya atmosphere there in person. Tapi in Selangor and KL, it's quite a big thing as well lah. Especially macam my own family, I have a really big family, so like, you know, really big festive rayas, that's all I've ever known. So I just kind of assumed it was like that for everyone else as well. I didn't know that it differed from state to state.
Yeah, I pun baru tahu bila dah besar ni, the fact that in Kelantan, yang I tahu specifically, do not really celebrate Raya like we do. Like it's not that much of a big deal, but for Hari Raya Adha, which selalunya kita dapat cuti lebih pendek. Kalau Hari Raya Aidilfitri, the Raya will be longer cuti kan. And then for them, bila dapat cuti pendek, and then kadang-kadang macam ada lecturer ataupun ada employer yang tak bagi cuti because they feel like it's not that important kan compared to Raya Haji. And they really macam sedih sangat because for them that is the big Hari Raya. So I'm like, oh, okay, dah besar ni baru I tahu, oh ada difference, but I don't really understand why lah. Tapi I think macam Atika cakap tu betul juga, because like in the macam Mekah semua tu kan memang Raya Aidilfitri like raya lah, but not macam kita like the whole 1 month hari lagu raya sebelum masa bulan puasa. Nak puasa tu dah ada iklan raya. Masa bulan puasa pun hari raya. Sebetulnya open house kan just boleh sampai habis Syawal. Kadang-kadang dah lepas Syawal pun masih lagi boleh open house. So sebenarnya kita macam like half a year celebrate raya. Lepas tu tak lama lepas tu raya ada hal pula, like macam beraya je.
The other half of the year we spend waiting for Raya.
Waiting for raya. Anticipating that.
Preparing, planning. If it wasn't for COVID, like our family does have this tendency of like, have you got your baju raya yet? Have you got your baju raya yet? And it's like 2 or 3 months before, so.
Ya, betul. So such a big deal kan. Ini ada soalan ni, Nuna Nursery. What about kuih raya? You guys ada favourite tak?
Of course. Mama Carrie's, I'm gonna say it now. Mama Carrie's. I haven't found any good ones. I haven't had any good one this year. It's the meringue on top of the cookie. They have like a. You want me to Google it? Yeah, Mama Carrie's. Have
Mama Carrie's. Tak tahu. Eja dia macam mana?
I don't even know if it's spelled correctly.
Is this the childhood cookies that we used to eat?
Okay. Oh my god. I know.
Mama Carrie.
I know. Kejap.
I don't even know if it's spelled correctly. I just know it's pronounced like that.
Carrie.
They have like it's like a meringue on top of shortbread.
I know.
Oh yeah,
these are
okay.
Kejap. Mama, you tengok.
I cari Mama Carrie keluar. Cari Underwood.
I tulis Mama Carrie's Karies, sebab boleh jumpa.
No, I mean that's fine. I cari Mama Carrie's Caries, dapat Carrie Underwood Mama song.
Apparently ada banyak ejaan lah, Carey. Tapi dah lama lah tak jumpa this kuih.
Correct, because it's susah. This is difficult to make.
Oh yeah, this colour yang ada
it's two baking. You're baking it twice. Number one, you're baking it for the shortbread, and then you bake the meringue.
Gambar gigi. What the heck? Okay, so Carie ataupun Carey, tak kisahlah. I type Caris pun jumpa juga. Okay, so that's Atik. How about the others? Ada favourite biskut ke?
Tak nanas, always.
Oh,
Me
so
too.
Johor.
Yes, jam tart.
Oh, jam tart.
Sedap. Yeah.
Okay, I dah tua ni baru macam boleh terima lah. Dulu I tak suka.
We used to do that. We used to make that
gigi.
ourselves.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of the easiest things to make. Good. We used to make the pineapple tart, letak merah lagi. So it looks very merry.
Dulu my relatives from Singapore yang obsessed sangat dengan tart nanas Johor. But I still cannot relate. I punya yang macam biskut dengan cornflakes tu. What I baru order.
Cornflake cookies.
Cornflake cookies. Yeah.
Cornflake cookies.
I suka yang plain je. Yang tak ada that sedikit jam. Kan ada sometimes orang letak sedikit jam, setitik jam. I suka yang kosong je. So itulah. Ada orang kata senang nak buat tu tapi I tak tahu.
Tak apalah. If anyone can make it better, just pay them.
Itulah betul. Okay. Ada lagi soalan ke, Punita? Anything?
What else do I have? All right. Besides traditions, what are the religious things that you guys do other than tradition? What are the religious things that is needed on the first day of Shawwal?
Okay, Yana.
Like I think the prayers would be important, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
the takbir. The call to prayer is different. It's like sing song, and it starts at the sunset of the last day of Ramadan. So that actually denotes, okay, so we're now in Idul Fitri. Islamic calendar or Islamic days usually start like at the end of sunset of the previous day and continue to So that's what the takbir thing is everywhere, all over the world. I was lucky enough to have celebrated Idul Fitri overseas, and one of the things that they made sure to do, because when you're overseas, you're with different Muslims from, they're all from different cultures, so you have to find the religious part.
Correct.
So, and the religious
Something
part
that
is the
connects, right?
Yeah.
that's similar. So it's the takbir and the prayers and the showering. You have to have mandi sunat raya, which is you take a
Oh,
bath in the
But
morning
that's
of
not
raya.
compulsory lah.
No, it's sunat.
Recommended.
Recommended. So yeah lah. So that part is that, which is why it's not as merry as ideal. It's. I mean, if you were to really boil it down to a few things, like other countries, they would just do that lah. Takbir, pray, eat, and then visit friends, and then done. Our apa ni country yang open house, anyone.
Are we the only country that does so many open houses? It feels like it.
No, I mean
Feels
Singapore
like
is
it.
pretty.
Feels
Singapore is quite merry, kan, when it comes to. I mean,
yeah,
I've heard stories of
Singapore
people
is quite
going
merry, I think, yeah.
for a whole
Kan?
month.
Yeah, but dia pun macam kita.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah
think
lah.
about other countries
They
yang
are
jauh
neighbors.
sikit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Dia
can't.
macam adik-beradik je. Kan?
Yeah.
Tak boleh kan?
I can't think.
And also
think of
kita
it
jadi
as
macam ni
this.
pun because the influence of other cultures in our country. Macam initially macam in the beginning of the session we talk about duit raya. It's not Melayu. It's from Chinese angpao punya culture.
The
What
blended
else?
culture.
The blended culture.
Yeah.
Even the open house is not ours. I think it's
No.
again in Chinese as well. Open houses.
No.
So macam
Yeah,
actually
because
that's why it becomes a big deal.
yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, other Islamic societies all over the world, they call ID presents. So they don't give
What's that?
money, but they give gifts like Christmas.
Gifts, yeah, correct.
They don't give money.
Hamper like that.
Like Christmas.
Oh yeah. Best ya.
They give gifts.
Oh, we should do that. Yeah. Jom
Yeah,
kita
we
buat
should do that.
Yeah.
Think give exchange macam tu kan?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So they give
Is
gifts.
that a new tradition?
I mean, I could hint at like a handbag a month before.
Yeah, we should have a registry to avoid any pembaziran.
Yeah. Jihan.
Registry.
Jihan.
Betul lah. Jihan disconnected. Oh, okay. She's back. Okay, so I think we are at the end of the session today. Is there any last word before we go? Like, if each of you can leave the people who are watching this session with one thought for them to rethink about the tradition tentang raya, what would it be?
Can I start first?
Or maybe, yeah.
Maybe stop with the too personal questions like bila nak kahwin, bila nak beranak, bila nak tambah anak and things like that. Because a lot of people get very discouraged to celebrate raya sebab kena hadap that kind of questions.
Yes, the anxieties. Belum kahwin, bila nak kahwin, dah kahwin, bila nak dapat anak, dah ada anak, bila nak dapat anak lagi. And then kalau
It never ends.
Yeah, same
never
gender, bila nak dapat anak yang lelaki atau perempuan. Itulah.
Correct.
Maybe we
Yeah,
should
and now with
normalise
social
asking.
media, it's like, you pergi mana hari tu? Kenapa yang gambar macam ni? They're stalking you on your social media, so they're like, oh, you waktu ni, you pergi sini you pergi. Macam like, okay, we don't
This
see
is the
each other
reason
often.
why you shouldn't add family into your Instagram article.
You ingat ada spy
To keep it
ke?
strange. Banyak.
Ada je. Macam I felt
sometimes.
like intrusive questions kan, Jihan? Well, macam orang akan selalu tanya, kenapa gemuk, kenapa kurus? Because my fleet fluctuate kan. So macam, kenapa gemuk? Nanti teruk lah benda-benda. So I'm like, okay, one of the main anxiety adalah tu. And actually kan you guys, okay, I ambil the second benda yang I want people to think about. Can we agree minta maaf pada hari raya tu is actually a very awkward thing, because for me forgiveness should be very personal, and should be very honest tau. Now kan dia macam dah ada expectation yang muda mesti minta maaf kepada yang tua, and the minta maaf tu macam very general. Very macam okay, maaf, minta maaf zahir batin, halalkan makan minum, like anything lah, apa-apa je yang I buat kosong-kosong. Like if you buat salah, you should know salah apa yang you buat tu, and you should be really sorry that you're doing that. That's why lah you minta maaf, bukannya you minta maaf like just in case, like just in case, you maafkan je lah, like kita kosong-kosong. No, it should be very intentional.
Can I
and
just
sometimes
add?
Because they don't take it seriously.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
On top of everything that you just said, it's also extra awkward because you buat depan everyone else in the family.
Yes.
So
yes.
it's a lot of added pressure. And then like, I mean, if there's a personal moment, you rest that, like, I mean, most of the time you feel emotional kan when you are asking for forgiveness. I feel really awkward crying in front of my cousin yang I never see for the rest of the year except during Raya.
Yeah, I tak tahu. I memang ada issue with that. Because another thing juga adalah sometimes you are not ready to forgive, ataupun you need to have more conversation about the things that happened. Instead of just that one session yang macam okay maafkanlah apa tu, sedih-sedih macam tu je. Maybe you might want to hear more. Maybe you want to tell your feelings more. So bagi I dia lebih personal sebenarnya. Now dia jadi ramai orang rasa macam okay nak cepat ni, ada ramai lagi beratur nak minta maaf dengan makcik ni. Macam okay kena cepat, and then macam so terus kena dia tak like bukan tak ikhlas kot. I think that's the word, right? Like tak ikhlas.
No, and you're kind of like holding the person in like they're a hostage, so they have to maafkan you.
Yes. Yeah.
But sebenarnya they have the right to not maafkan you. Like if you like for me and my family, we're quite close. So so when we minta maaf and all that, like me and my larger family, we're quite tight. So we find it really funny lah to do these things because we're always thoughtful about the way we treat other people. But for families that are not close and they are actually hurtful to other people, or worse, they're toxic. So you can't just ask someone, hey, I'm sorry for emotionally abusing you all these years. So like, like that's just rude.
No. Dia bukan macam tu pun Tika. Dia macam like, just in case I'm emotionally.
Yeah, just in case.
Like, I'm not sure. I don't think, but what the heck?
Yeah, and if you were to say, tak, saya tak maafkan, you're the rude one.
Yeah. Dan jadi macam okay. And also for me, kalau you buat salah, you tak perlu tunggu raya nak minta maaf. You
it's
actually
a year-round thing, right?
Yes. Bila you buat the moment you realise you buat salah, then you go and seek forgiveness. Bukannya tunggu satu hari sampai hari raya hujung, setahun sekali you kumpul all the dosa yang you buat. All the salah yang you buat, and then minta maaf one time yang macam okay done. Kosong-kosong setiap raya kita kosong-kosong. Oh my god, like that's such a big pet peeve lah. And I want to normalize kita yang dah tua pun minta maaf. Like even I minta maaf dengan my kids if I emotionally marah ke apa ke. Like we need to normalize apologizing when you make mistake. Tak kira lah you tua ke, you are the lecturer ke, you are the boss ke. Kalau salah, minta maaf je lah. Like nobody is perfect. And we should learn.
Especially if you're in a position of power. I feel like you asking for forgiveness it's not just minta maaf, but it's also an example. So you're setting an example of I made a mistake and I apologize and I will try to be better. I rasa the responsibility of asking for forgiveness if you're in a position of power is bigger than if you're a child or a student or a...
Yeah, itulah. So that's my part. How about you, Tika?
Dang it. I don't know. I don't know if this happens to every family, and I don't want to generalize it. But I was talking to a friend recently, and she was pressured to cook, to prepare dishes, and it's as if like because Raya Aidilfitri especially is a response to fasting, so you have been not eating a month, so the food itself is sets the
Highlight.
tone. So I mean, I want to normalize not having to cook.
Yeah.
Especially really
Yeah.
complicated Raya dishes like rendang to, or and I want to normalize not having to make it like only the women have to cook. Like, I'm sure there are some men who are helpful. I'm sure there are young cousins who, especially thanks to Hairul Aming and his cooking Instagrams, people should be comfortable in the kitchen and cooking and not trying to push it on to like, I feel in that sense not one group of people should have that pressure on them, because then not only do they have to prepare it, then they will be judged on it. Kenapa rasa lain sikit? Kenapa?
Oh yeah.
Which is like,
oh my
okay,
God.
so I have to cook, and then now you're judging my, kan?
Atika,
I
and
feel like
also,
that sense lah, because I did have a friend who she said like, oh, her husband wants this. Like, he wants satay, he wants rendang. Macam, okay, then make it lah.
dan selalunya masa tengah rewang tu lah keluar soalan-soalan yang Jihan mention tadi tu. Masa tengah memasak, because you are trapped in the same space for a long time. Masa tu lah nanti macam, I guess maybe people tak tahu nak buat small conversation ke. I don't know, like maybe it's just too awkward. Dah lama tak jumpa, like sampai tak tahu what kind of questions to ask. Maybe kita boleh recommend what kind of questions to ask instead of asking bila nak kahwin, bila nak ada anak, bila nak mati, So
Yeah, I feel like don't ask questions where it's a part of their decision making or they are helpless about it. Maybe instead of asking like what you call life goals ke apa nama dia? What do you call that? Instead of asking those things, just ask what do you feel about pakai baju cantik ke whatever lah. Just like, have you seen the new Tenet? Have you seen the new movie? Have you seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Have you guys seen that? There's a really great Raya ad about this topic by Julie's Biscuits. Have you guys seen that ad? It's really great.
I tak nak tengok any Raya ad sebab typically dia akan buatkan I depressed. Dia macam they aim to make me depressed. So I don't want to allow them to do that to me. So
Is
can
it
you explain?
the one yang ini iklan Raya tau, ni iklan Raya.
Yes,
that one,
that's
kan?
the one. Yes. If you have to watch one Raya ad this year, this is the one that you have to watch. It's really interesting sebab dia punya tema is flipping the script. So it's about this director yang dia nak buat iklan Raya, so he has different scenes, and it's all the the stereotypical scenes yang macam mak dekat kampung sedih because anak dia tak boleh balik. Yeah, but then like halfway through the old lady who's playing the mom is like, Encik Director, kalau anak I tak boleh datang sini, how come I can't go to them? I have a car, I'm independent, why can't I go? So he's like, they're like asking all these questions, and I bring it up because there's one scene where I did this mother with her daughter in the kitchen tengah prepare nak masak untuk Raya, and the dialogue that she's given to is just kamu ni bila nak kahwin kan, but she feels uncomfortable asking that question, so she stumbles over that question, and then in the end dia tanya director, Encik Director, kenapa asyik nak tanya pasal kahwin je kan? Why can't we talk about something else? Why can't I ask my daughter pasal cryptocurrency ke, or
equality ke, feminism ke,
global warming ke? Yeah, and it's a really good ad, and I really recommend not just women but also men. Yeah, everyone should watch it because it was really refreshing to see something for once, like just flipping all the stereotypes and like asking all these questions. It's really relevant to what we're discussing. Yes, and it's very uplifting as well.
I wish it went. Did it? I
think I saw it a lot. Yes, a lot of views, and I've seen a lot on Facebook. I highly recommend it to everyone.
Okay, tajuk dia adalah Operation Maybe ke?
No, I think it's a
ini iklan Raya
tau. Yeah.
Oh, tak boleh tengok dekat ni. Oh, ini iklan Raya tau.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Nanti kita boleh tengok after this.
So awesome.
Okay, interesting. So benda-benda tu
Totally.
lah yang we should have more. Sebab macam
Yeah.
kalau macam hari raya kan, anak-anak kena call parents. Okay, like but parents pun ada phone. So okay. I don't know. It's macam entitlement lah. We should rethink that. Macam just because you are younger, just because you are the macam not the superior, doesn't mean all the responsibility falls to you. If there's any urgency, there's any necessity for that, like anybody can make the effort, anybody can apologize, anybody can make the effort. Je lah.
Totally.
So, Punita, you tak ada
I
raya
think,
lah, tapi ada tak macam that annoying makcik bawang punya thing?
yeah, that too. But generally, like during festive seasons, what I notice is there's a lot of wastage of food.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
Not even
a
raya
lot
tau,
of
masa
waste.
bulan puasa pun banyak bazir sebenarnya.
Correct. Yeah, even during Diwali season or during Christmas, there's overload of food. There's overload of food, and there's somehow you waste food. So I feel like, is there a possibility, or can we just do something so that the food is not wasted lah? I always felt like there's a lot of food, too much actually.
Yeah. Do you have any suggestion? Like, do you have an idea? Maybe we can think about.
For me, say if there is like for example, plan out your beraya so that, say for example, okay, we're coming to my house. Okay, my house is all lunch, so you don't have to cook lunch at home. So have lunch here.
Rotate.
Do a
Yes.
rotation so that then you said, okay, we got extra, bawa balik, bawa lah your mangkuk tingkat. I think we keep it like that so that it's like, okay, so there's no wastage of food, everyone's happy, everyone eats festive food. Macam tu.
Boleh? Oh, okay. So macam hari raya, kalau okay, we're talking about pre-COVID lah kan.
Yeah,
Kadang-kadang
this
kan
is
ada
pre-COVID.
macam kita pergi beraya yang trip. It's satu
open
hari
house.
in multiple days. Like we really plan out, okay, your house dinner, even kalau your house lunch sekalipun, it needs to be a light lunch lah ataupun, because we have so many other places like
Correct,
houses juga. And
Yeah.
or we normalize, tak perlu pun nak kena makan setiap rumah yang kita pergi. We can just go there for company. Kita tahu we're going to houses today, like we can't be eating so much. So mungkin 2 houses tak perlu serve anything pun, just air, sebab kita borak-borak air and just wait, that's it. Because we all are going to eat kan. I think
and then there's the burden, like because of people are coming over, itulah yang I rasa macam the burden of cooking to falls under like the woman having to come up with, the breakfast habis, so now we have to come up, which my family a few years back, I think we've decided on catering.
Oh, nice.
So we literally just had, on the first day of Raya tu, the breakfast we cook, macam lodeh and all that tu memang because we like to cook together. But then we would bring in nasi putih, lauk, whatever, macam biasa. Letak je, so that's the catering done for lunch until dinner. And, so we're sharing the wealth and not having to cook.
I rasa macam the guests should also have the responsibility to inform the host before dia nak datang beraya, because kadang-kadang ada guests yang they just show up and then
yes.
And then I think we all know people like that lah kan. So I think that's, and then because of that, because you anticipating this unexpected guest, so in your mind you dah macam, I have to
cukup
prepare
tak
extra,
makan,
just in case, So because then you feel bad kalau people just show up and you don't have
nothing to
prepare,
serve.
Correct.
One thing that I like about my aunts, and I don't know if a lot of families do this, but my aunts or my sister, whatever, sometimes when we do these things, like we visit people, we literally go to the KFC and buy a bucket.
Bawa.
So that
Buah
we
tangan
bring the food because we don't want them to cook. Kesian lah, penat. I just tak suka that feeling. Unless I memang dah janji lah, macam I'm coming over to your house. Otherwise, I'm like, I'm going to bring some chicken. I'm going to eat this chicken. But I want to spend time with
But
you
in
while
your
I eat
house.
this chicken. Yeah. You don't even have to bring me plates. I want to hang out with you, but I want to eat chicken and I want you to also eat this chicken. Don't cook. Don't harm it. To me, I feel like if you're a good friend and you're visiting your friend, you can bring a little bit of food. That's fine.
I think the takeaway here is appreciate the company above anything else, above the food, above the rumah tu dekor ketak, bersepah ketak, like that's also another thing. Bila datang and like macam, kenapa tak ni kan raya, kenapa tak tukar langsir, like okay. So macam bagi I, when you hang out with someone, it's mainly for the company. Kalau you nak pasal makan, you can buy, you can cook without that person. So you shouldn't macam put that extra thing in and be blinded by what actually matters, which is the company and you hanging out
connecting.
together. Yeah,
Because
tapi
actually when you beraya ni, the idea of balik kampung is going back and seeing family that you usually don't meet kan, because you're working and all that. So if that's what you want to find out, then that's what you want to find out lah. Then ask them how they're doing, you know, if there's anything you can help. Bring back the spirit of connecting lah.
Going back, I teringat juga macam yang Atika mention about because kita asyik nak masak, macam kita akan jadi penat memasak saja. Like you don't have enough time to really get to know and talk, about something yang macam berat untuk otak pun because you're so busy masak and penat physically. So that's why lah tak boleh nak cakap pasal global warming ke kan. Sebab tu lah tanya benda-benda kena tanya soalan-soalan template yang macam bila dapat anak, sebab you don't actually want to use your brain cell sangat, and then gossiping pun berlaku because it's light on the head. So itulah, I think that's why we need to reconsider pasal masak tu, because kadang-kadang you penat buat benda tu sampai you tak dapat nak enjoy the company. Again, the company
100%.
Okay, I think that's the end of today's session. Thank you so much, girlies. Selamat Hari Raya. And hopefully, apa yang kita bincangkan hari ni akan macam like will macam jadi catalyst for more things that kita cuba jangan distract ourselves lah. If it's about the food, then it's the food only. You don't have to have people to join you, but if you want that person, that means you want the company, jangan susahkan orang, jangan macam itulah. And nak highlight lagi yang Yana cakap tadi, kalau nak datang, tolonglah bagi tahu. Okay, so itu saja. Thank you semua. And please follow us on Instagram and Facebook untuk dapat tahu next session dan join our survey macam yang the one that we have on Instagram before this. Okay, bye-bye everyone.
Bye.
Selamat malam, salam
Bye.
lebaran.
Selamat Raya.
Salam sayang.
Raya.
Scarlet Teja.
Selamat Raya.